Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another live talk show, Coffee with Mickey. I hope you're all doing well, as we are very excited this week with the number of visa grants that we have been getting from offshore, from different parts of the world. So, here to share the news and congratulate all our students who put their trust in Sirus Migration from all over the world. So Sri Lanka, Nepal, South Africa, India, talk about it, and we've been getting grants lately, like left, right, and center. So congratulations and thank you very much for putting your trust in us and letting us deal with your student visa applications, as we have been doing it in the migration sector. So we have been very successful in the student visa sector as well. So if you are looking to enroll in Australia for your future education, or you are waiting for an outcome or changing your course, if you are already in Australia, get in contact with our education team. We've got quite a few education experts, including myself, who will be able to solve or resolve your queries and give you a good pathway and maybe find a good source for your future education in Australia. So if you've not already subscribed to our YouTube channel or our Facebook page, please do so now so you don't miss out on any future updates that we give you, as today we'll be talking about the new changes that have come into play from the Department of Immigration, especially for student visa applications. So GTE is the new changes, so we'll discuss about that in a while. Before we go too deep into the GTE changes, I'd like to invite all our prospective students who are currently in Sri Lanka. So we'll be there end of this month, so from 24th of November to 27th of November. So these are some of the dates and the venues that we will be conducting some seminars, some live seminars and interviews with students who are interested in coming to Australia and studying here for their future. So if you're not already registered, please go to our Facebook page and click on the link, or you can go to our website and you can find more information about the upcoming event, the Australian Education Expo 3 for 2022. So this is our third expo, and hopefully we'll have another successful expo this year in Sri Lanka. So 24th of November in Kurunegala, 26th of November in Venapua, and 27th of November in Colombo. So if you are interested, please make your way there. It's a free expo for you to attend, and I'll see you there personally. Some course promotions. This is for international students, whether you are in Australia or you are planning to come to Australia and you belong to a health background. You've done a bachelor's or a diploma level with advanced standing, and you got some work experience behind you, and you're looking for a change in your career or change in your course. This is your last opportunity. Again, Master of Health Management in Brisbane or Sydney for only $29,900 for the full 2-year course. So intake is in November and February 2023. COE deposit is only $2,200. This promotion scholarship is closing very soon, so get in quick. Only for students who enroll in November 2022 will be able to take this scholarship of $10,100 for this course. So don't delay. If you are in Australia or you're offshore, doesn't matter. If you're interested in this course, this scholarship is gonna fade away very soon. Okay, so this promotion, next promotion I've highlighted especially for the students in India. If you are a medical background student in year 12, so if you've taken up biology, there's a great scholarship on offer in Queensland. So 20% scholarship for Bachelor's of Medical Laboratory Science. So this course leads directly to a laboratory scientist. So you'll be working with all the COVID and health related laboratory sciences mostly, or you could be working in a hospital or in a laboratory and there's a lot of and ample job opportunities available in Australia for you to gather more and more work experience, and could even lead to permanent residency pathways. So you become a laboratory scientist with this course. It's a 3-year course. You can also add another 1 year to make it honors in laboratory science. The course requirement is only 6.5, so IELTS 6.5, not 7 each. The next intake is in February 2023. The course is accredited by Australian Institute of Medical Scientists and Australian Society for Medical Research, so need not worry about the course. It's an accredited course with the University of Southern Queensland in Queensland, and it has got a regional campus, so which means that after you finish this course you could be eligible for up to 4 to 5 years of temporary residency, which is postgraduate work visa, and you'll have full-time work rights for up to 5 years, depending on whether you finish a bachelor's or a bachelor honors. Okay, so if you're interested, please get in contact with us on any of the numbers below, or the website that we have, sirus.com.au, or even send us an email on admin@sirus.com.au. So the university is currently looking at applications for the next intake, and it is still active. It has not closed yet, but they will close very soon. So if you are waiting for your English test results, but you've already booked a date for your English test results, and you are hopeful that you will get through at least 6.5, so we are more than happy to look at your application and process it with the university at the same time, and await your results to get you a conditional offer letter. Now, moving to our main topic today. So the department has sent an email to almost everybody out there who are processing student visas to universities, colleges, government colleges, private RTOs, that they need to look at making some changes to the GTE requirement for a student visa. Firstly, if you're not aware of what is a GTE, GTE is a genuine temporary entrant requirement for when you're applying for a student visa applications to study in Australia as an international student. So they do not conduct face-to-face interviews, so they want you to put everything in writing in the format of a GTE, so they know you exactly where you're coming from, what is your background, and why the department should grant you a student visa. So some of the changes, one of the major changes that have come into play is the length of the GTE has been shortened. So now the GTE, you cannot write more than 300 words in totals, and there's a character limit of 2000 characters as well that applies. So the statement needs to address about yourself. Okay, so just a short statement about yourself, a generic statement about yourself, and require you to attach supporting documents. Support as many documents as you can, rather than writing everything about every document. You can just in your GTE say that I see attached, see attached, see attached. Try to make as many tables as possible in your GTE, which will reduce the number of words. So instead of writing that I went to school and I finished my year 10 in 2009 from Kendriya Vidyalaya Public School, India, and I passed with flying colors. So this is going to be too long, So instead of that, what I recommend for you to do is make a table: year 10, school name, percentage, and past results. Then year 12, school name, percentage, past results. Then your bachelor's, your college name, past results, and the year of completion, and your majors. Similarly for your master's. So you make up a table for your education, which will give you the previous study history. All they need is academic transcript. So for academic transcript, you can just say attached. All right. You don't have to write down each and every subject that you've completed and the score that you have attained in your academics in your bachelor's or your year 12. So just name your education provider, the length of study period, and the attainments that you have achieved from that qualification. Most importantly, the focus in GTE should be on your negatives, not the positives. Positives they can always see in your documents. So some of the negatives I'm going to focus on today is your gap. So if you have a gap between your study period and your date of application for the student visa, so if you've got a gap bigger than 6 months, that is considered as a gap, yes. So previously it was said that gap up to 1 year is not considered gap, but the most recent emails and the most recent communication I've had with the government institutes and the universities is they are considering anything over 6 months as a gap. So you need to focus more in your GTE about your gap cover. So spend more time, more words on gap cover rather than telling them about what you have done in the past in your education, that they can obviously see from your documents, and just do a table as I suggested. That should be enough. Now, employment. Okay, employment is very important. So current employment or previous employment, we need to focus in the GTE about your employment. So what you have been doing, what you have achieved, but make it short and sweet. Don't drag into things too long, stating that this is when I started and I moved on to this and doing this and that. Just make it short and sweet, just about your employment history, and focus more about the role that you are in. So what are your skills in that role and how you have progressed from one skill to another during that job position, instead of talking about everything about your employment. Okay, when we talk about ties to the home country or your country of residence, so be very short and discreet. Just talk about the evidences that you have with your ties to your home country. So your financials, your family ties, right? You need to show sufficient incentives to return home for a GTE to be successful. So whatever evidence that you can provide, just talk about that evidence and write down in your GTE "see attached" at the end. Okay, so they can refer to the attachments that you already attached with your application. Economic situation in the home country of residence, obviously a very important aspect of the Migration Discretion 69, which makes your visa application to be successful for a student visa subclass 500, as we say. So provide as many documents. So there's no limit on number of documents that you can provide with your student visa application. They haven't said that you cannot provide more than 20 or 30 documents in your application. The department is saying we want to shorten the process. In order to do that, we want a very discreet GTE, which is 300 words. We don't want to waste our time reading 9 to 10 pages. I know everybody does that. Even I do it sometimes. In order to explain everything, it's not enough words. I understand. I'm not very happy with that decision, but it's good in a way that we don't have to write so much, and we need to be discreet about the whole scenario of the student. And we suggest our students to write the GTE themselves and come up with a good GTE, but in this case they have to be very, very discreet and very positively geared in the GTE, that you are every word, every sentence that you end has to focus on a positive note ending, that anybody who reads that should think that okay, this is a genuine student who wants to come to Australia to study genuinely and wants to go back after they finish their education. So this is the reason why we've been so successful in getting so many student visa grants lately, since the time the borders have opened up, and we've had a great success percentage for student visas. So lastly, when we talk about GTE, talk about your employment, talk about your economic situation, and don't forget to mention how this course that you are going to be studying in Australia, that you have knowledge about that course. You know exactly what are you going for. You should be aware of what the content of this course is and how this course is going to benefit you after the completion of the course as compared to your current situation without upskilling yourself with that education. So you can do a comparison table. Okay, so currently I'm a bachelor's of commerce. If I go and do master's of professional accounting, what are the benefits? What is the difference between a bachelor graduate and a master graduate? So do a comparison of an afterlife. What's going to happen in 3 years time after I complete this master degree. So hence this is the reason why you wish to continue a master degree and come back with a great skill and opportunity to excel in a future life in your home country. So how does the department assess the GTE? The GTE is used to make sure that the student visa program is assessed as the requirement of the student visa program for the international students are to maintain an ongoing study work area, not as a purpose of residency in Australia. So any time your GTE feels like to the department officer that your intention are to live in Australia for a longer duration or a long term and not genuinely study and go back to your home country, that is it. It's finished there. You are looking for a visa refusal. Situation in your home country, obviously very important aspect. So reason why you do not wish to study a similar course in your home country. Very short and brief explanation why. So my suggestion again, table format. Okay, comparison of the course in your home country compared to the same course in Australia. What benefits do you have as comparison to the same course in your home country? Why is it not as beneficial if you study from your home country? Could be the practical aspect, could be the future job aspect, could be the content of the course. Have you ever thought about this? You know, in your home country, what they teach you in the same course as compared to what they teach you in Australia. Do some homework online. Call a friend and ask them who has already studied in Australia. Or any other commitments that you have in your home country after completing this course. Like for example, you might have commitment with an employer or with your family, with your father's business. Any such thoughts or any such facts that you could come up with would be very beneficial in your GTE. Okay, so a lot of department questions I've seen in some refusals as well, that the value of the course to your future. So they need to know what is the ROI for your course. So say for example, I read a refusal a few months ago for a subcontinent country where the student explained everything in the GTE why they want to go for such and such course in Australia, and they will return home and they will have great benefit of that course in their home country. But the statistics on Google and every other publicly available information states that with that particular course that the student was applying for to study in Australia does not have an income on an average more than $300 equivalent to Australian dollars in their home country every month. So how do you provide evidence that by doing this such course, which is in the vet sector in Australia, and you'll be spending approximately $50,000 to $60,000 in 2 years, including your living and education, that you will go back to your home country and you will recover the cost of that course? So you can't prove it, because the outcome, the career outcome of that course in your home country pays no more than $300 to $400 a month. So how will you recover $60,000? How long will it take for you to recover $60,000? That's a genuine refusal, I would say, you know. So that means you have not done enough homework on the future of the course that you intend to study in Australia. So that is what they're looking for. Have you done your homework on the expected salary that you would be getting, the benefits, the progress that you would be getting when you go back home? So these are the things we put together for students. We give them knowledge, we give them brief, we look at their application, we give them suggestions about the courses that you could pursue in Australia. I know a lot of our students are looking for courses that would lead to a permanent residency pathway, but not always. We got to think about the first step, first ladder, before we climb the third one. All right. So the first ladder here is, will you be granted a student visa to come to Australia before you think about the permanent residency visa? Have you thought about that? If not, give us a call on 0450-674-787, and we're more than happy to discuss your future with you. Thank you very much for watching this live with Mickey, and if you have any questions, don't forget, it's just a call away and we'll be more than happy to give you a free consultation. If you're in Sri Lanka, I'll see you there end of this month. Thank you. Goodbye.